Today, we're going to be taking a look at the top 30 vintage football card sales on eBay for the month of April. You're going to see a lot of 1963 Fleer as well as 1959 Topps in high grade as well as Hall of Fame rookie cards. All right, let's take a look at the list. Starting off the list, we have a 1967 Topps checklist. Cards 60 through 132. PSA 9, part of a set break, $1,237. I love the Woodstock feel to pro football over here, especially with the colors on here. And you can see nothing has been obviously checked for it to get a PSA 9. We have Dolphins, Raiders, Chargers, and also Jets. Kind of interesting that these cards were right in a row by teams. And you can see Joe Namath right over there. Probably the biggest name, I'd assume, out of those four teams. And then you have the Kansas City Chiefs on the front. Dawson's a big name as well. Dick Butkus in a 7/19/66 number 31. This one sold $12.39 by Vintage Rookies. And a newer label, pretty sharp side of things. Little centering issue. And let's check it back. Tend to get a lot of chipping, and the chipping is pretty minimal. 1345 by the Walter Payton, number 360. And second year Payton, because 1976 is the rookie. And a pretty clean card. Pack fresh. It says, I wonder what the PSA 10 would do. 1351, Lance Allworth, 1963 Fleer, card number 72. Definitely has some centering issues, but a PSA 8. Nice back over there, no chipping. Great looking card. Jim Thorpe, 1387 for his 1933 Gaudi Sports Kings. And not a bad looking one. Unless that's a huge crease or like rip, which actually it may look like it. Still a great copy. $1,400 Len Dawson, 1963 is pretty popular this week. I don't think there was any 63 Fleer in the last video that I made, but let's check the back and see. Again, minimal chipping. You can see a little bit over here and a little bit over here. Although I think that 7 looked a little bit cleaner than this 8 Dawson, but if you look at the cert, it has one of those older lighthouses, and some of these in this era tend to be a little bit overgraded. You'll see this card again a little bit later, but this is sold for $1,500. I should say later, non-autograph version, but this is authentic grade with that auto. I think the reason why they got authentic graded, I can't tell if it's a stripe or corner issues. It's tough to tell unless you have it in person. But look at all those inscriptions over there. It says rare inscriptions. I'm not too sure how rare those are. I don't know if there's like a pop on inscriptions or anything like that. 1529. I'm not familiar with these. Topps Holson. Let me know what these specifically are. I wonder if it says in the description. Nope, doesn't say. Let me know. I'm not too familiar. 1799, Mike Ditka, 1962 Topps. These always go for a premium. I can't remember if this is a short print or not in the set. Oh, what? Look at that back centering. How did I get a 7? Don't get me wrong. The front looks really nice. The back's literally miscut / off-centered. Look at that. Oh, man. Again, very beautiful front, but I don't know if you get that as 7. It seems like that was a mistake. 1800 old Frank Gifford SGC slab. Some centering issues on that. Not the sharpest corners. What a classic Bowman. 1980 Don Hudson. 1955 Topps All-Star. One of the bigger names in that set. Very popular. I believe it's one of the first top sets. Obviously, they have their felts from 1950. You'll see that a little bit later in honorable mention. But very collectible. A lot of people gravitate towards this. 1999, Jim Brown, rookie. It says Hall of Fame 71 signed. Unfortunately, it has kind of the snow effect on this, which is kind of a drawback for a lot of collectors within this set. But autograph right there, got an out of 10, and also has an inscription. Yeah, the back is to be desired. That's a pretty bad chip in there. But you can't get any more Jim Brown autographs since he did pass away. 1999. Sold for slightly under $2,000. O.J. Simpson, the Juice Hall of Fame 85 autograph on this. It'd be kind of cool if there was a dual auto. I know Walter Payton's also passed away. I don't know how tough it would have been to get both of these on here. And I don't know how much of a premium that would be as well. 2024 for this Johnny Unitas 1-5. I think that 1-5 is generous with what's going on over there and all these creases. Very generous, to be honest with you. That should be a 1. But I assume this is a pretty hard autograph to find on this card for it to get $2,000. We're going to scale up to about $3,500 for this Larry Zonka 1969 and A9. These are like the 71 tops where they're so tough to find in high grade. I mean, this obviously has that one print effect over here, but like super clean around the sides and a super clean back. Very, very hard card to find. Also in $3,500, Ray Beck. 1952 Bowman Large. A little bit of a blurry picture over here, but I just assume they grabbed the scans and combined it together. $38.99 for Dale Schaffner. And this is a PSA 10. Not too familiar with this football player. I would assume it's like common, but people pay up for some of the football comments for the registry. Matt's talked about these in some of the vintage auction recaps, which even check those out. Make sure to watch them because they're a lot of fun. A lot more insights on the cards rather than this where I kind of have to go through these a little bit faster. But yeah, $4,500. Don Bingham, another 1953 Bowman in a PSA 9. Same seller, I believe, based off just the pictures itself. 1954 George Belanda, PSA 9, 46-17, and a really nice card. And I believe Blanda's also in the Hall of Fame, or he's a bigger name. I can't remember on top of my head. But I've seen a lot of Blanda cards. 49-27, 76 Walter Payton in a PSA 9. New cert also, so probably a little bit of a premium with that. I should just grab the scan. A little bit of a glare on that card with those pictures. 49-35, O.J. Simpson. This was probably auctioned off right after his death. And good centering on this card because these are pretty tough to find. I mean, look, it's bad top to bottom, but good corners. Old cert. This would probably be pretty close to a 9 today. I'd probably give an 8 just based off that centering, but I don't see the card in person, so I don't know specifically, but pretty good overall. Good eye appeal. 49-96, 1984 Dan Marino in a PSA 10. Huge slab holder for this card. And from what I've heard, just talking to a few sources, some of these 10s or like BGS 95s came cut from sheets. So just to be a little bit careful with those. Although I don't know how you would detect those pretty easily if they're already in the slabs. 52-83. Oh, this one says it's hand cut, which is kind of funny because I was talking about some of the hand cut side of things. Someone probably paid up pretty well, not realizing the difference on these. Montana's, this happened to a lot of 84s, I'm telling you, just from talking to sources. 53-27, and Joe Namath in a PSA 6. Kind of like on the Mount Rushmore of iconic vintage football cards. So many people want this card. Super liquid also. Is his name Broadway Joe? Something like that. 56.99. Hal Bradley. PSA 10. Gem Mint, one of only 2. 64.50 Wise Guys Sports Cards. On this Bart Stars 7.5. I think this is pretty good eye appeal. Probably that corner didn't get. But I like the 7.5 a lot. $6,800, 1984, John Elway, that PSA 10. Can't tell if it's just the card being crooked in a slab or if there's a little bit of a diamond cut on this one. You can kind of tell over there. But it could also just be the placement of the card because it looks like it's diagonal in there. Jumping into honorable mentions, $2,800 for this 1986 Topps Football Baseball Card Exchange wrapped box. Put Jerry Rice in the title, so that is your big card to chase. Although there's a few others that you definitely want to grab. 2750 1984 Topps Football Marino and Elway. Again, there's other rookies to chase too, but those are the big two baseball card exchange. All right, 1965 near complete set, 2 cards missing, but it does have the name at the rookie. 2650. Was that like a 3? I know grading companies tend to be a little more lenient on bigger cards. Unless it's paper loss. There, I can't tell. I'd assume a 3-ish. Is that Cope's Golfers over there, or is that a reprint set? Hold on, we gotta see this.
50 to 100 a piece.
Really?
Oh, well, that was a video that did not show 65 football. Interesting. All right, let's keep moving forward. I alluded to this earlier in the video. 1950 Topps felt backs. I believe this is the biggest name in the set, Joe Paterno. Obviously, his legacy has been changed. I think it was like, what, last 10 years or so? I was a lot younger, so I didn't follow the full story, but I assume that impacted the price of this card quite a bit too. And our last sale is this Howie Ferguson Bazooka hand cut, $1,200, sold by Kyle Sports Cards PSA. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do have one other vintage football from last month, but I'm going to continue to do this series because I have a lot of fun with it. And I also do other sports as well and eras. Like I have a junk wax video. I do vintage baseball, and I'm expanding these. So I plan on doing 2 top 30 videos every single week, as well as covering some auction recaps. And I occasionally go to card shows. So make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos, and I will see you soon.